Hello and welcome to today's Lol Esports Round Up. We're going to cover the games from last night in the LCS, this morning's games in the LPL and LCK, preview tomorrow's games in the LPL, LCK, and LEC. And also, before anything even really gets going with that, cover the news of the day. If you're new to the channel in the last month, we haven't had a lot of news to really discuss in the Roundup, but that is part of the Roundup. And some teams made moves this morning in the LPL, so we're going to go over that first. RNG officially re-signs Ming. Now, we have seen the back and forth between Ming and RNG. RNG saying Ming was coming back after Chinese New Year. Ming saying, no, I'm a free agent. Chinese New Year comes and goes. RNG play a series a couple days ago. RNG loses. And a couple moves occur within RNG that makes you wonder why Ming might not have wanted to come back. So Ming joins, obviously one of the best supports in the world. 4.6 KDA, 69.1 KP, played 12 champions in 40 games in the LPL last year. Obviously MSI champion, world's quarterfinalist. Bunny is out. Bunny played at support when Ming was not there, and Bunny struggled. 1.8 KDA, 56.6 KP, 4 champions, 6 games. 56 KP for a support's pretty bad. He was awful, definitely. RNG needed Ming back. That was necessary if RNG wanted any shot at Worlds. With Ming back, they are back to what I would say the 4th best team in the LPL. Now, is that guaranteed? No, they are with other teams in that group, but the tier list before the split now is restored. Now, the things that make you wonder why Ming didn't want to come back. Oh my God, just 1 second. Just trying to get this video out. It's been a while. So, Tabe got fired, their coach. Just so happened to be let go an hour after Ming resigned. It makes you wonder if maybe that's why Ming didn't come back. Tabe went 65-31. I mean, they won MSI, right? Sin has been moved from the analyst to the coaching role. Sin is 57-40-17 as a head coach. I believe Kingzone is on his repertoire. The last team he did coach and get credit for on Leaguepedia was the Africa Freaks, I believe, in 2020. So Sin is now the head coach. 57-40-17. Tabe is out. Not much information on this, but Ninja in Pajamas signed Pout. Pout played in Turkey last year, only 6 games, so the sample size isn't enough to really cite here. One way or another. I mean, we watched Bunny play, and I think a lot of people knew who Bunny was, so I didn't have to really worry about putting the stats there, but I don't want to mislead people with Pout. He's only 19 years old, and freshly 19. It looks like he turned 19 in October, and maybe that's to put some pressure on Dream. And Ninja in Pajamas also signed Kepler to their LDL squad, which is an interesting move. I think Fodic is fine, but Kepler is a good player. So Nip are starting to make some adjustments. And then TT signs one of their highly rated prospects, a player that didn't play at all last year. Zhao Wangren is what I'm going to say. A prodigy, solo queue prodigy. I think somebody that hit LCK rank 1 from China. A jungler. Put up great stats at only 16 years old in 2021 in the LDL. 3.6 KDA, 599 CS per minute, 77.7 KP. Those are great numbers. You were in a carry meta in 2021. 6 CS per minute was pretty standard. And then plus 75 KP is really, really freaking good. 449 damage per minute, 19.7 gold share, 10 champions, 40 games. And this was done at 16 years old. So putting some pressure on Bechuan. I don't think that that's where the team has a problem. It's more top lane and support. We'll talk about it in the preview because TT plays tomorrow, and they're starting to address that top and support situation, but this kid has been signed to Thunder Talk's main roster, not Thunder Talk Young, so it makes you wonder if maybe, because the kid didn't play last year, I don't know if he was unsigned and was kind of holding out, and if they had to guarantee him a spot on the main roster, so Thunder Talk makes some moves, RNG, NIP. So we went through the news of the day. Now for the recap from last night, C9 beat CLG. Both were 2-0. C9 13th in the power rankings. Fudge dominated on a Fiora, going 409, 32% of damage, earning MVP honors. Blabber 127, or 427, sorry, on a Wukong. And Palafox 211, 26% of damage. Or I don't remember what Blabber played. He might not have played Wukong. Regardless, Blabber played very well. But Fudge was the MVP. Started the game off strong, getting into contract space, pushing him out of the jungle, invading him level 1, and just set the tone from there. They dominated Dokla in the top lane, just absolutely crushed it. C9 looking very clean, without a doubt. Definitely the top side of the Rift was the emphasis for this one. So, I mean, I'm going to do this pretty quick. We got a lot of games to go over. Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. Fly 10th in the power rankings, 2-0. GG 0-2. Fly win. Prince 413, 37% of damage on Lucian, was MVP. Played a very confident Lucian, mind you. Was going like 1v3, 1v5 at times. Dashing forward, like really playing aggressive. Impact 3-2-1 on a Gwen. Gory in his debut, 3-2-2, 35% of damage. As Gory did very well into Vikla. I remember some pundits saying that Gory was going to be the best LCS mid laner immediately. And, I mean, he played against Vikla, who's going to be in that conversation as well, and looked very good in the matchup. So, I mean, top lane, Licorice and Impact were back and forth. It could have been really close. River, I think the Poppy was a really bad pick. No one's really picking Poppy, so that was kind of sus. But nevertheless, Fly get past GG. Dig and 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves win. They're 1-1. Dig 0-2. Doublelift was MVP, 9-1-5, 43% of damage on Azeri. Bjergsen, 409 in mid. Jensen, 143, 36% of damage on a Victor. 100 Thieves just beat the crap out of him. They pick Orin top for tenacity into Armit, which is weird. I think he could have probably beat Armit straight up if they picked a skill matchup. But just outright beat him. Dig just didn't have what it takes. Dig is not looking very good. A couple players past their prime, and a couple players that probably shouldn't really be playing anymore. You know, and that aren't, I mean, they're in their prime, and their prime is academy level. So Dig just on struggle street as they continue to lose. They obviously, LCS plays tonight. The predictions for those games, I did the roundup yesterday and went over those games, previewed them. The predictions I made in a post for members only. I will say that again during the members only video after this. Immortals and TL, both 0-2. TL finally wins. Summit 2-4-3 on a Renekton, led the team in damage with 30%. Yeon was MVP, 5-1-4 on a Lucian. A Blaze Olive 0-1-4, 31% of damage for Immortals. This was a case where the team tried to split up Lucian Nami, and TL were fine with it. They went with Sona. And I've seen this before. I think LLA used it in CBLOL, when teams were breaking that up, and that's a really risky move. It hasn't been working out for a lot of people, but with the Lucian Sona, it looked pretty good. Draven being picked a couple times last night was really sus. I don't think Draven's very good. I think it's pretty bait. But obviously, new patch here, so things are going to start changing a bit. Got to keep that in mind. But yeah, so Yeon is MVP with Core. They had like 3 kills, 2v2 kills, and even like dives and things like that in the first 10-15 minutes. Like the bot lane really ran over Tactical and Fleshy. Summit struggled though. I'll tell you, Revenge got the better of Summit for sure. That they definitely went after him. If you have him in the player pool in the Discord, it hurts. I know I do, and it hurts. It's not great in that respect. I will give Pioshik a lot of credit. After the game, they tried to bait him into doing a dance because he won his first LCS match, and he didn't do it. And that's a big deal. I think that's huge. I think people kind of take it the wrong way. But that was a big deal that he's like, hey, we suck. I am not going to be dancing on stage over beating Immortals. We suck. Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't say in those words, I don't believe, but I think that pretty much says that they're in trouble. And he knows it. So that's good. That's the way that team's going to get better and grow. They're not blind to how badly they're playing. Lastly, EG and TSM. EG win. They were 1-1, TSM 2-0. FBI 9-1-6, 37% of damage on a Lucian, as Lucian just runs over the day. MVP Vulcan 2-0-15 alongside him. I think Vulcan was on a Lulu. Neo 2-5-3, 35% of damage, or 36% on a Draven. EG just crushed him. Inspired didn't die. I think he went 0-0-12. You know, we talked about in the Discord, and not everybody's in agreement, but I really believe that, you know, you have to put Maple on a carry. You can't put him on a facilitator like Galio. Neo is not somebody that I really would rely on to carry as much as Maple. Even Boogie. Boogie is used to carrying bad teams. He's done it in the PCS, I believe, the LJL for sure, and also Latin America. He knows how to carry on bad teams. So, give him really, really hardcore carry champions. And I'm even talking off meta carry champions. I'm saying things like a Karthus. Lilia's becoming meta. Honestly, Maokai, all AP, like stuff like that, honest to God. Because that bot lane is not going to be where you find carrying, you know, effects. LPL, the LGD and AL. So, 0-5 going into this one. LGD win, 2-1. Game 3, or Game 2, I forget which one, was 50 minutes. The longest game in, sorry for hitting this tape here. Longest game in the 4 major regions. LPC 10-8-12, 25% damage. Hai Chao 7-3-6 was MVP. I thought he played very well on the rise. I believe in games 2 and 3, but for sure I think game 3 he definitely was impactful, getting around the rift, making things happen. Betty 8-5-13, 28% damage for AL as they fall to 0-4. Anyone's Legend should have 2-0'd this series. Game 2 they completely threw. I had Zhaoju as the MVP in this one for quite a long time. He had like 4 solo kills in this game against ZDZ. I mean, the series like really stepped it up in a big way. Game 1, I think it was a Jax Fiora matchup, and then it was again in Game 2. However, he did die like 9 times in Game 2 in a win, mind you. Like I said, anyone's Legend threw that one. And then like there's a 50-minute base race. Like it was just absolutely bonkers, just between 2 teams that absolutely suck. So it was nice to see Zhaoju step up though, and Hai Chao, 2 younger players, but not very good. FPX and Ultra Prime. FPX win 2-1. They're both teams now 1-2. LWX 18-11, 29, 28% of damage. Care 15-6 and 27. Even Zhala, who dominated in this one in the top lane in game 2, he had like 11 kills. Absolutely. Was it game 2 or game 1? Either way, it doesn't matter. One of the games, Zhala, who looked, I think it was game 1 actually on the Jax. It looked like Zhala, who evolved into Harry. And both of them actually looked good. Harry was on a Camille, and I think halfway through the game, they were like combined like, 12, 4, and like, I want to say like 7 or something. Like both of them carrying Harry on a Camille. And Harry did well on Jace also later on, but care on Kassadin. I've said this actually, Kassadin has been like an equalizer in mid lane for some of these younger and middling mid laners, and it happened for them. Doggo led for Ultra Prime, going 12, 14, 18, 30% damage, but King is MVP. He had a Penta in game 2 on Syndra, and in the loss he gets the MVP because we don't see Pentas every day. Today we saw 2. Spoiler for the next series, but nevertheless, despite being on the losing side, he gets MVP. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably give it to probably Zhaolahu, I imagine, because I'm a Zhaolahu enjoyer. KDF and KT in the LCK. KDF upset KT. KDF now 1-4, KT 2-3. KT were 9th in my power rankings. They're going to fall out. Start tumbling down the list soon. Taeyun was MVP. He had a Penta. Was he the star of the show for KDF? No, but he got the Penta, and those don't happen every day, like I said. So, Bulldog, 6-2-14, 35% of damage, as Bulldog once again and he should have been MVP, once again shows up in a big way. His Tristana in game 2 was super impactful into BDD and also into the bot lane. Like, he played extremely well. Bulldog is showing up in a big way. Honestly, I said in the Discord, Pays is going to get MVP, Rookie of the Year. But Bulldog so far has, given the circumstances, probably should get it. Team absolutely stinks. He does not have Chovy. He does not have Peanut. He doesn't have Doran. He doesn't have... He literally has a bunch of cast-offs that nobody else wanted. And he is leading this team despite... they're losing, but he is putting in a lot of work. His damage share is like 6% higher than any other mid laner in the LCK. At 15 minutes through laning phase, he is top 2 in all 3 categories: Gold Diff, CS Diff, and XP Diff. Like, he's doing very well in the 1v1, and honestly, that's all you can really grade on him, because the team absolutely is not very good. But it won today, and another reason why is June was back. So June went 0-0-19 in these 2 games. June played in Series 1. I thought KDF were okay. Then they played Moham the last 3 series, and now June is back, and Taeyun gets a penta. And they look pretty solid in the bot lane. They were formerly teammates, Synergy from DRX and DRX Challenger. I didn't understand why CV Max wasn't swapping them back, but at the same time, they did it today. They win. I don't think that's a coincidence. Aiming 2-3-3, 32% damage for KT as they lose. Keen trying to 1v9, couldn't do it. Gen G and Sandbox, Gen 6, Sandbox 20th, both 4-1. Gen win 2-1. I said yesterday in my preview. Sandbox 2-1ing this series would be important because that would show they're still a really good team, right? Like, they were able to give Gen a run for their money, and Sandbox did, winning game 1. Envy played a fabulous game in that one. Actually, might as well say Envy went 9-7 and 18, 30% of damage for Sandbox. Game 1 on the Varus, he was very impactful. But Pays on the other side was MVP once again. 19, 3, and 16, 28% of damage. I think he had a Jhin and 2 Varus games in there. Pays continues to perform extremely well. A very, very good player. I keep saying he's not Ruler. There's going to be a wall. When he hits it, remains to be seen. You think about Guma. Guma didn't hit that wall until Shogun kind of was the wall. So maybe it's an international event where he hits a wall. The way he's playing right now. Guma Carrier probably is going to be the test again for him. The first time around they lost, but it was his first series. So there is that. And we'll see how he does the second time, and playoffs and whatever else, if they can go international this year. Chovy 13, 6, 19. In mid lane, obviously Chovy doing work. Game 1, Closer really, really did well on the Silas. Chovy got caught out a couple times in mid lane. Definitely did not dominate that game by any means. And that's why I didn't make him MVP. I thought he was a little lackluster when it came to that. But Gen pull it out. That bot lane's legit right now. Looking very, very good. So that's it for the recap for today. Now on to the sneak peek for tomorrow. Okay, we had to move the angle of the camera for this one. Hopefully it catches it all. A lot of games to go over. LPL, Team World Elite, and OMG. World Elite 2-1, OMG 1-1. Team We beat Thunder Talk. OMG lost. OMG beat LGD earlier in the week. Week 5, Day 5 of Summer. OMG would win 2-1. 6 out of the 10 players from that series start tomorrow. Shanji in top lane went 18, 6, and 22, including a game on Rumble where he went 11, 0, and 14. 11, 0, and 10. Bew 13, 13, and 13. Opposite of him. So both top laners did their job. Bew could have done better, but at the same time, Shanji's scoreline, you'd think Bew would look a lot worse given how good Shanji did. Shanks and Cream is the matchup highlighted. Discord agrees. Discord agreed with a lot of these today. So Shanks and Cream, obviously 2 very young mid laners that are showing some promise on Melee champions. More so for Cream. Shanks kind of the Azir. The Kassadin, which is not necessarily non-melee, but at the same time, like I said with Care, these young mid laners are getting Kassadin and really able to show up in a big way. So that one should be close. 2 young teams. IG and Thunder Talk. IG 12th in the power rankings, 3-0. Thunder Talk 0-2. Thunder Talk lost to Team We, like we said. IG beat EDG earlier in the week. Week 5, Day 7. Thunder Talk would win in summer 2-1. 6 out of the 10 players in that series start tomorrow. At the support position, Yao Yao went 4-6-41 in that one. Wink 1-12-18. I expect a very different look tomorrow. And why would I have Yao Yao on there, you may ask? Well, the curse of Jin Lu, at least to start the series tomorrow, is lifted from Wanfeng. So, hopefully Yao Yao and Wanfeng immediately hit it before the team thinks they should swap it back, instead of giving Yao Yao and Wanfeng a little bit of time, because the Jin Lu experiment did not work. Wink's stat line should look better tomorrow, given that the meta is very, very different. Okay, I'm good. I'm recording. Would have been very late to figure that out. But with the 80 carry bots, that provides Wink a whole nother aspect, because Wink is a former 80 carry. Discord thinks Gideon and Beshwan's the matchup to highlight. I thought it was Dove and UCal. Two former KT mid laners, two Korean mid laners. But Beshwan and Gideon is what people highlighted. Weibo and BLG both in the top 8 of my power rankings. Weibo 4th, BLG 8th. They have not played since Chinese New Year. Weibo only 1-0 after playing top. BLG 1-1, coming off of a win to FPX, sorry. Week 5, Day 5, Weibo would win 2-1. Only 2 players are holdovers from that series, both top laners. The Shy 10-8-15, Bin 6-7-11, and I won't hide my excitement for this one. Obviously, Bin being my favorite top laner and who I consider the best top laner in the world. The Shy being everybody else's. So, that's a thing. This will be a very fun series. Both teams obviously very hype because there are so many moves. You see the changes back and forth because Angel's not playing there. You see Crisp from BLG going to Weibo. You see An from Weibo going to BLG. And there are also a lot of other rumors between these teams that never actually came to fruition. Originally, Wanfeng was going to go to BLG, but that fell through. So definitely two good teams, two teams that we're going to be looking at as possible Worlds contenders. LCK, HLE 2-3, coming off of a monster win against T1 that they really, really needed. DRX losing to Bro, going 1-4, doing the opposite of that. Excuse me, Week 9, Day 5, final day of summer split last year. HLE would win 2-1. Only one player from the starting 10 is going to start tomorrow, and it's Beryl. He went 2-6-29 in a loss. Discord, and I believe Zeka versus Fate is the matchup to highlight. DRX needs all the damn help they can get. I don't think there needs to be anything else needs to be said. I think we all know what's going on there. Well, actually, we don't know. It's a damn disaster. It's a disaster. T1 and Nongshim. T1 first in the power rankings for now. They may stay there. I still have to figure that out. Well, JDG probably will overtake them. Top 4-1. Nongshim 1-4. Not top. T1. Jesus. So T1 lose to HLE. Nongshim lose to Sandbox. Week 8, Day 5. T1 would win 2-1 in summer. None of the Nongshim players are holdovers, and all the T1 players are. Owner went 13-7-15. I highlighted Zeus versus DNDN. The Discord likes the bot lane matchup. I really don't know why. Guma and Keria should be running over Vital and Peter. DNDN, I think, leads the LCK top laners in solo kills, so he is playing super aggressive. It should be a very fun matchup up there. I think people are kind of overlooking how interesting that could be. LEC Astralis 1-5, backs against the wall. SK 4-2, 15th in the power rankings. Astralis won against XL on Sunday. SK beating Koi. Week 6, Day 1 of summer. SK would win. 4 out of the 10 players who started in that game start tomorrow. Certus in mid went 3-1-14. Dajor 1-4-5. Discord and I agree. Bot lane is the matchup to look at. Kabe Younghoon. Exakick DOS. Obviously, SK are absolutely crushing it right now, going 3-0 this past weekend. Definitely an exciting team. Exakick looking absolutely disgusting in bot lane. Certus starting to show his ability. Marcoon on the Elise has really forced a ban. And Irrelevant is trying to stay irrelevant in top lane, and that's good for SK. XL and Heretics. XL need a win. They're 1-5 after losing to Astralis. Heretics 3-3 beat Fnatic on Sunday. Week 5, day 1, XL would win. Only 2 players from that game will play tomorrow, Patrick and Mursa. Patrick went 4-1-8. Otawamne versus Eevee is the matchup I highlighted. That's the matchup that Discord also likes. Obviously, Eevee, very aggressive in top lane, consistently getting K'Sante. I don't think he gets K'Sante tomorrow. I think XL kind of try and take those power picks out of there because they can't risk it. G2 and BDS. G2 16th in the power rankings. BDS 19th, both 4-2. G2 lost to Vitality. BDS beat Mad as they went 3-0 like SK last week. Week 6, day 1, G2 would win. 3 out of the 10 players from that game play tomorrow. The 2 mid laners are holdovers. They both sucked in that game. Caps going 1-4-6. Nuke going 1-2-7. Broken Blade and Adam is the matchup I'm highlighting. Adam, obviously playing the Darius and Olaf, has been really, really interesting in top lane. I'm wondering if we get a weird matchup tomorrow. Does Broken Blade pull out like an Aurelia? Does he pull out a Riven? Does he pull out... And I don't even care. People are going to say these Riven might suck. I don't care what champions suck and which ones don't up there. The point of this message pretty much is I really hope it's not like Ornn and Dinar. It's like something fun. You know, I think that there should be it'll be a finesse matchup up there to some degree. As Adam really, really starts like his... you know, climb to being the best LEC top laner. LEC, like, European top laner. Fnatic and Mad Lions. Mad Lions 23rd, 4-2. Fnatic 2-4. Fnatic lost to Heretics. Mad lost to BDS. Last time they played was in the playoffs. Fnatic would win that series 3-1. 5 out of the 10 players from that series are starting in the game tomorrow. 6 out of 10 if you account Hilly, who's swapped teams. Humanoid went 11, 6, and 17 in that one. Niski 13, 14, and 14. Bot lane is the matchup that Discord highlighted. I forget which one I picked. Doesn't really matter. The bot lane matchup sounds like it's going to be between a bot lane that wants to play pretty passively and Reckless and Rux, and one like Carvzy and Hilly that's going to play really aggressive and inty. So it should be interesting, but I think probably pick the mid lane matchup. Mid lane matchup was close to last time they played. Maybe better mid wins in this one. Koi and Vitality. Koi 2-4. Vitality 4-2. Vitality are 11th in the power rankings. Koi lost to SK. Vitality beat G2. Week 8, day 3. Koi would win in summer, the last day of the regular season. After that, Vitality had to play a must-win game tiebreaker. Couldn't do it. Did not make the playoffs. 5 out of the 10 starters in that game start tomorrow. The 2 mid laners, Larson went 7-10, Perks 1-4-5. What matchup did I like? I like the mid lane matchup. Again, Larson and Perks. I think those are 2 really good mid laners. Larson very consistent and good. Perks being the best mid laner so far this split. Now, people really like Malrung and Bo. 2 very different junglers. One's going to farm a lot, and the other one's going to gank a lot, and it's a matter of which one ends up winning. Does Malrang gank enough that he gets somebody ahead that can just out-carry Bo, or does Bo 1v9? That's pretty much what's going to come down to in that matchup. I think there is a concern that Bo can't play Maokai, but, I mean, Maokai did get nerfed. We'll see if these guys play on 13-1B tomorrow. They said they weren't changing patches, but because it's 13.1b and it's not 13.2, but 13.2 is technically 13.1b, and they're already talking about 13.3, and I've heard of 13.1c, like, and you think I'm going crazy. Like, this is sort of stuff that we're seeing. If you missed my 13.1b, 13.2 video where I went over the teams that are best and worst, I don't even know how. Teams that are buffed or nerfed by the patch. I went over that in a video. So, that's it for this video today. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and thank you for watching.